Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. It's me, the Angel of Darkness. We are going to be continuing on with the Monat drama. And what has happened now? Not only did the first Monat rep ever get fired from the company, she got on a live video on her Instagram page with her hubby, and they made a live together explaining their side of things essentially without too much detail, but with some. So, what has happened since is that her husband has made a yet another video, but this is on his account. So, let's take a look at what he has to say. Also, I'm filming on my phone right now because I did not charge my camera enough to film on it. You can film on it while it's charging, but not enough.
They were terminated by Monat a few weeks ago. And we've been watching what a lot of people are saying and the narrative coming out of corporate. And there's just a lot of things that we need to talk about. And there's a lot of things that we need to address.
Okay, I know I'm pausing it like right in the beginning, but it's interesting that he's saying it. We also know I haven't seen anything come from corporate. I haven't seen them address jack shit. Also haven't seen other reps gossiping about any of this like on their pages who are still in Monat. So maybe I'm just not privy to that, but I haven't personally seen anybody else talking about this situation other than the people who have been terminated from Monat or are following their leaders and quitting as well. I am going to be speeding him up though because he is a slow talker.
To address. And so that's why I'm here. One of the things that I've seen over the last couple of weeks is somehow this notion that I went to another company and we were cross-recruiting for months. Obviously that's false, because if we had gone to another company, everybody would have known it months ago. And if we were cross-recruiting, you'd know it because all the market partners would be talking about it, because all your teams, and I'm talking to you leaders and directors out there, all your teams would be falling apart, right? So we know that that's not true. That's completely untrue. We haven't been cross-recruiting. We haven't gone to another company. We're going to, but we haven't. And
Called it. Well, I think everyone in anti-MLM could have guessed that they're definitely going to another company because what the rep that got fired, what she was saying is that she loves this industry. So obviously she wants to talk about it in a positive light. She wants to stay in it or like adjacent to it, doing some coaching thing.
if you hear that we have from anyone, they're lying. Especially if you hear it from someone that was on our team. If they come to you talking about what we've done and what we haven't done in cross-recruiting, never happened, they're lying. But the biggest thing that I wanted to talk about tonight was the commission timeline. Because every director with Monat, all the MDC people, all like the top 200 people, 300 people in the company, absolutely know that the commission timeline goes back to 2022. And we all know that through the summer of 2022, a lot of people were reporting to their uplines the problems that they were having with their commissions. People weren't able to figure out how they were getting paid anymore. After Monations in 2022, after the St. Louis Monations, we were inundated by calls and texts from other directors asking us what was going on, asking us what the problem was, because their market partners were reporting back to them that their commissions were so low, and for the level of effort that they usually put in, they weren't getting out of it what they usually got. What's going on?
Which must be horrifying for the average Joe in any MLM, really, but we're talking about Monat here. It's got to be mortifying because typically you're making less than prison wages. Like it's literally volunteer work because you're on the volunteer committee for the marketing campaign of MLM. Like that's what you're doing. You're not being paid for posting reels. You're not being paid for sending the messages. You're not being paid for spending time in your back office crunching numbers that you can't even figure out, which also when he's talking about this reminded me of a point, but it wasn't new information. It wasn't like we went to an event and then we were like, wait, how are we supposed to figure out what we're getting paid? What's going on? We didn't have confusion like that, but we did have general confusion when I was in MLM where you would be trying to figure out your paycheck and we couldn't figure out if we got paid. I can't remember what it was, but we couldn't figure out if we got paid on some sort of purchase or not. And like, no matter how high we went, we couldn't get a straight answer. And if we got a straight answer, then it wouldn't add up. Like, it was very confusing and irritating, honestly, because you had a way in your back office to sort of predict what your paycheck is probably going to be. But sometimes, like, if you have a cancellation, like it would mess that up. It's really confusing. And I think it's already hard for these people who aren't making even like $75 a month profit to be like, they probably are penny pinching, sitting there wanting to know where every dollar that they spend hours and months of relationship building to get a dollar off something. Like, yeah, they probably are going to track where that went. I tried to.
So we started bringing this to the company. And it wasn't just us. There was a lot of other people that were bringing it to the company too. And we had several meetings with corporate about it through the fall of 2022. But then it got really bad after Christmas and going into 2023. And again, this is not something that the other directors don't know about. They all know about it. I was in all the chats. I was in all the meetings about it. I was in everything.
Interesting that he's saying that too, because that is something that the ex-Monat witch, who turned into the Monat Christian, who turned into the Olive Christian, who turned into just a Christian, because I guess she's done with MLM, it seems. She was saying that too, that they all know, like they all know that there is something, like they all know what's going on. So it's interesting. So it's interesting that they're both saying that. Also, something that I didn't know until I was watching Savannah Marie's video. I'm still not even done with it, but she was talking about how the Monat witch's last commission check was like $100. Like her last check from Monat, maybe not her commissions, but her last check from Monat was $100. And she had over like 1,500 people like in her organization. I don't know if that's distributors or customers, that I'm not quite sure on, but either way, that's a lot of people. And her last check was $100. That's insane to me because of what goes into that, like people working, people's orders, cancellations, what you're actually making from that. And they used to have bragging points of like 50 cents per dollar, something like that back in the day. And maybe that's no longer happening. I'm not quite sure. Maybe he's going to tell us.
I was in the SED chat. I was in the Central Region Directors chat, East Region Directors chat, West, all of them. And everybody had the same exact questions. What's going on? What's going on? Why are commissions so messed up? We were getting letters from CPAs, market partners that were CPAs and are CPAs, trying to figure out what the discrepancies were. And it turned out that there really wasn't one general formula that was at work against everybody. It was kind of a shifting scale. So coming through the winter, things were really dicey as far as, you know, what we were telling the market partners, what we were telling other directors, what we were telling corporate, because we honestly didn't know what we didn't know, right? We just knew that there was a problem. So we had a meeting with Ray and Stuart in February of 2023 about raising prices. What would be the best way to raise prices and keep the message consistent? So we were in that meeting. And then March, we had another meeting with Ray and Stuart, and we talked about the commission stuff. And that was the meeting that Ray said, we could change the commission plan and you'd never know it. Now, there were a lot of other directors.
Like, depending on the company and what their exact terms are when you sign up to be a rep, like when you put your social security in there and you're going to be paying taxes on it, you have to read that agreement. I think so many times like reps just think that everything's going to be hunky-dory or it's just like a general agreement. No, you need to read what's in there, and you might not think it's a big of a deal because you trust the person you're talking to, but that's not enough. Like, you need to read it for yourself so you know exactly what changes they can make without even telling you, such as getting terminated without them telling you, and then you could go to log in and then boom, or just get an email and they're like, bye. Thanks, bitch, for the money you made us. I know I probably made the company that I was in a decent amount of money, certainly more than they paid me. And I walked away with nothing except some stories and a couple friends. And honestly, I think that's better than a lot of people, because a lot of people lose their friends.
There were a lot of other directors on that call, and there were a lot of other MDCers and a lot of other people that were on that call that know exactly what was said. And that conversation freaked a lot of people out. And all of the directors, all of the SEDs behind the scenes were asking us, what's going on? What are we going to do? Several of the directors that have been attacking us were trying to get us to go to other companies. They wanted us to go somewhere and take them with.
An ironic point of him saying that other people want them to go to other companies. There's a girl who I have included in some of my Monat videos because she's been spilling the tea as well. Like, I truly am shocked that these ex-reps from Monat are saying the things they are. Like, they're not going to get sued next. Like, MLMs love shelling those things out like hotcakes. So I'm shocked they're saying what they're saying, because the girl that I've included in several videos, she was also a mega boss babe in Monat, but she went to Olive Tree people and she commented something up here. Let me find it. She said, Olive Tree people pays transparency. Clap, clap, olive, olive. And by the way, the ranking system in Olive is also humiliating and pathetic. Like the names.
Take them with us. And so it's funny now seeing the level of hate and seeing everyone that's coming after us, because those are the same people that were looking to us to protect them. So the situation kind of came to a head about a year ago. We had a commissions meeting with Ray and Stuart in Florida, a group of 10 of us. We called ourselves the Dadeland 10. And most directors, and most of you probably have heard about that, and we were told that, no, we were wrong, that commissions had always been the same, that they could prove it, and they couldn't though. And so we were just told to basically...
Yeah, if you're ever told to blindly believe something and it comes to your money, especially if you're in an MLM, pretty sure that is the I in the BITE model called information control. There should be none of that going on. I know that you can't really be transparent in MLM, because then no one's going to join and want to be a part of it, because then you're actually being completely honest and not stretching the truth, and you're not in the gray area at all. No tippy toes in the gray area. You can't really be transparent. So you do end up in moments like this where you have to act like everything's fine. But I don't know what's true because I wasn't there. But let's say what this man is saying is true. So they have all these reps. Keep in mind, like, most of the company was probably under them. So you have all these, like, everybody basically is coming to you saying, like, what's going on with our money? Something's different. And then being told by your higher up staff that everything's, like, nothing's changed. Please, oh my gosh, please. Because how does that goes directly against what he was saying. And then coupled with what he said earlier in the video about we could change the compensation plan and you would never know it, and then also deny it. Oh, wow. Trust building exercises, not for the top 0.0000001% Monat.
Blindly believe and rally together and make the best of the bad situation. Paraphrasing it. Well, a lot of those people that were in that meeting aren't actively doing their business anymore. A lot of them are frustrated and just kind of checked out. There's only one or two people I can think of that are still actively working their business like they were before that meeting. And we kept bringing all this information to the company because we didn't know what else to do. Because you got to remember, we were direct to the company. We didn't have an upline. Ray and Stuart, they were our upline. So as we were getting all these complaints and getting all of this stuff sent to us, we couldn't turn a blind eye to it. We had to let the corporate know what was going on. So when Stuart left, we had a few meetings with the vice president of the company and the vice president of commissions, and there was a call in there where they said that they might have made a mistake on a couple things. I don't necessarily know if that was just to placate us or if that's the truth. There were some other people on that call that would probably have a better understanding of what they actually meant, but I took that to mean that they knew that there was a mistake. Be that as it may, through the fall, we were labeled troublemakers. We were labeled as being negative. We were labeled as not being team players. Just because we were questioning how everyone was being paid. Just because we were questioning the math and the lack of, and these other formulas that they put in, the PSV and things, that just felt like they were working against the field. We've always felt that we were the voice of all the market partners. The people that didn't have a voice always had us. And once Stuart left...
The people who didn't have a voice had them? Are you kidding? They barely have you. If the hierarchy is anything like it was when I was in MLM, I wouldn't be like in Monat as a brand new peon, staying a peon for 4 years, and dare send them a message. And on this timeline, expect a response. What if I signed up on the public website and didn't get assigned to anyone, or I just ended up under them somewhere magically? Like, I wouldn't have access to them without my upline advocating for me to get something across. They don't care about the little people.
Stewart left, everybody got on Team Ray, and they didn't want us talking about it. Everybody knows it's still a problem. Now, today, or whenever it was, they're doing a new commission video, how to leverage the commission plan. It's different math. It's been different math. For eons, we were told that we were the #1 commission plan in network marketing. We're not anymore. Well, Monat's not anymore.
Were you ever, though? Because I've heard Mary Kay reps say the same thing. That they get paid 50% commission. Is Mary Kay outranking Monat? Now that would be sad. For some reason, I have attracted a lot of butthurt Mary Kay reps on my TikTok. So that's a really fun and fresh time when I post about Mary Kay.
We were told that we were making over 50 cents on the dollar. And then in one of these meetings, we were told, oh, that's not true. That changed a long time ago. It's less than 50. It's in the high 40s. When did that change? Nobody told anybody that.
High 40s. They won't even actually give you a number. Oh my God. Not even to their first reps. Like, you don't want to kiss a little ass, Monat? Just a little ass? Just fuck anybody over.
That changed. We were doing meetings based around having the highest compensation plan in network marketing. And on a side note, if you want to know what all the questions are about network marketing, I would suggest that you follow the anti-MLM group on Reddit. They ask a lot of amazing questions. And one of the things...
There's several too, so read through all of them, look at old posts, new posts. That's a fun and fresh time, and I think that is also a good place where a lot of people who want to remain more anonymous can talk about their experience with MLM. So I think that's a great place to find community and people who've been through similar things. I also have seen people advocating for MLM on there and just get absolutely crushed. You never know what you're going to get.
That everybody on there has always asked is, how do you not know what you're getting paid? And embarrassingly enough, Tony and I never knew what we were making. We wanted some sort of commission breakdown ever since we started 10 years ago, and the company always refused, or they said that eventually they would do it. But there isn't one single...
So I wasn't in Monat, so I'm not sure if they had a back office like we had where you can like track, I think it was an estimate of what you're going to be making on your check. Did they have like no way of knowing the entire time? That's insane to me, because my MLM, I like to think, was a dinosaur, like way behind on their packaging, on their speeches. Like, the marketing that most of the reps did was good for the company. Like, it was like, oh, good job, like they finally did that, but it's still like 5-7 years behind the actual trend. Like, I remember getting out of my company I was in itworks, and seeing the Monat girlies social media content, and it was miles better than what we were taught to post. Like,
one single person in the company right now that can look at their paycheck and know exactly what the breakdown was. There's not one single person that knows exactly what the compensation plan is. They're going to do all these videos, they're going to do all these things to try and rearrange the deck chairs in the Titanic, when the truth is, now the numbers are fitting their narrative. Well, that narrative changed a lot of times over the years. When Stewart was involved, it was one thing. Now that it raised the leader, it's something else. And it still makes no sense whatsoever.
And that's on purpose. And I think I've been saying that since I started posting anti-MLM comp plans content, is that the commission structure is confusing on purpose. Okay? It is so you stay confused. Confusion is the #1 thing MLMs want. They want everything, but like, that is one of the heavy hitters, is confusion. Like, you're not going to get a straight answer, and you're going to have to figure it out and make it make sense in your own head. Like, you have to do this to yourself, and everyone else is doing it to themselves so they can stay in because they're on a hamster wheel.
So in there's been some other people that said that we had figured out exactly what the company owed us in the CV, and that was one of the things that we kept telling the company was they owed us $154,000 or something like that. We've never known what we made. And actually, you know what? We've never actually had a conversation with the company about us thinking that our commission check was off.
We used to get like a packing slip when we ordered something. So get all your packing slips for when you order stuff from your MLM. Take all of those, like keep them in one spot, add all of those big old 3-digit, 4-digit numbers up, add them all up and see what you got. And then compare that to every penny you've made from your MLM. And just compare. And if you're brave, let us know in the comments if you have profited or lost. And I don't care why you put money into your MLM. If you want to put in, if you bought any notebooks, any pens, any programs, any courses for your MLM, anything that costs you money to put into your MLM for any reason, that is go above and beyond and add that too, versus what you made. I did that and I certainly did not profit.
Conversation that we've ever had with the company about commissions was for other people. The things that were brought to us, the things that the market partners were sending us, the things that accountants were sending us, the things that a lot of other people were sending us, we felt obligated to send to the company. And because we did that, we got labeled the troublemakers. We got labeled as being not the team players. Well, I don't remember when in a company you're not being a team player if you're questioning things, if you're asking questions. Since when is that a bad thing? Since when is a question a negative? A question is only a negative if you can't answer it. And that's what it felt like for a long time, that there just weren't any answers to the questions. And the other notion, the other thing I'm hearing a lot about over the past couple of weeks is this notion that, what we actually got terminated for. Well, the only thing we got terminated for was some social media posts that the company didn't like.
Yeah, if you remember in the original live where they were talking about getting fired, him and his wife, they said that they couldn't get a straight answer as to why they'd been terminated, except for some social media posts that the company wanted them to take down. And to me, that's interesting. I don't know exactly what post because they didn't share with us which posts exactly they wanted them to take down, but I think that that's interesting. And why didn't they ask them to take that down beforehand? Or could it be that they were just looking for things to terminate them over? Because MLMs can terminate you for anything. Like, they can, as far as I know, they can do that. Be like, we don't like what you post. Bye. Like, as far as I know, and I'm just like a regular person, I do think that they have the grounds to do that.
That the company didn't like. We were actively pursuing a business outside of Monat that didn't have anything to do with any other network marketing company. You might have seen it before. It was a contact management program. And we tried to work with the company. We tried to talk to them about it. They didn't like our answers. They didn't want us to get a lawyer involved to help us see through all this. And then we got suspended. And while we were suspended was when we got terminated because, yeah, we had signed up with another company, actually several other companies, to get product discounts and to help some other people out. But it's not anything else that somebody else doesn't do. I see a lot of people that are repping Arbonne right on their page.
Yeah, I think what he's talking about is like being a customer for other MLMs, which I have never seen that in an MLM contract when you sign up, that you can't buy products from another MLM. That would just be silly, I think. So I don't think that would have been something that they're going to include in like the lawsuit that they're going to be going through with Monat. I don't think that's really going to be something they come out for. And yeah, I have seen people as well be in MLMs with that are like directly competing with the products that the original MLM sells. Like, I have seen that, and I think now the FTC did issue something that is going to make it really hard to enforce that. So it'll be fun to see how that plays out for MLM.
Right on their page, selling yoga pants and all that stuff. We weren't building anything. We were just doing what everybody else was doing. But we got attacked because we were swimming against the stream, questioning why things were different, questioning why all of the company was making less than what they had been for the same level of effort. So that's the truth. We got canned because we were trying to go to bat for everybody. And every single director, every single MDCer.
Well, I would wager it's likely. I think that they wanted you to be an example. I don't think that was a good move if that's what they were doing. I don't think that's a wise move to make your top rep an example. Make an example out of somebody else for something more valid. I honestly think this is probably one of the worst PR moves that Monat could have possibly made, because the comment section is public and like you can read all of this.
At some point in time had contacted us wanting to know what was going on, what we knew behind the scenes, because everybody assumed that we knew something. Actually, we didn't. So this whole notion of, us being troublemakers, yeah, it's kind of funny, because all we were ever doing was trying to look out for everybody. So we're going to do some more videos like this because it's time, now that everyone has had their say. They've been jabbing the forks in us, seeing how we're made. So we're going to do some.
Well, I don't think everyone has had their say publicly. Now, we've seen a lot of us have gotten our hands on the lawsuit between Stewie and Monat, the ex-president of Monat and the company itself. We've gotten our hands on that one, and Monat's response to that lawsuit, we've seen that, but I haven't seen their personal lawsuit against Monat. So that will be interesting to see when it comes out. I do like to read that stuff. So I don't think Monat's had their say publicly. That's what I want to see.
More of these videos, and there'll be some more of these things coming out. And everyone already knows the truth. The people that are attacking us already know the truth. And they're attacking us because they're scared. And that's what fear does to people. They know the company's going down. They know that things don't add up. So they're going to attack us. Okay, fine. But everything I've said tonight is based in 100% fact, irrefutable. If you have any questions, reach out to me on social media. I'd be happy to talk to you.
I wonder if he really would respond. I don't really find it a good use of my time to interact with MLMers for probably 95% of interactions you can have with them. I don't find it good use of time and energy because they don't actually want to listen to reason. They want to argue and they want to convince you to join their company. Like at the end of the day, they would love a hater to MLM story to have on your team. That's like a huge bragging right in MLM. So let's see, that's pretty much over and I'm done listening to it anyway. Let's see what his wife has to say in a later video. This one was posted 2 days ago. When I'm filming this, it's Sunday before whatever holiday is supposed to be coming up. And then she posted this one yesterday. I'm going to fast forward to when she really gets to talking about anything we should care about.
Again, my lawsuit's still not public yet, you guys. This is not for the faint or the weary, and I am not a patient person. Okay. So the one thing that I did want to share with you, because I need to clear the air because facts are facts. And when I have
okay, she might have made it into one of my videos, like maybe last year or the year before, but like she stresses me the fuck out. Like when she talks, she's one of those people that I'm like, please calm down. Please relax. Why did I just get a thumbs up? I'm using my laptop as a monitor, and then I have my other monitor that I'm watching the video on, and it just did a thumbs up in the video. What the fuck was that? That was really weird. Okay, but she's one of those people that really stresses me out. Like, I kind of want to give her a hug. I kind of want her to relax and maybe voice note it. I don't know. Does anybody remember when Facebook used to do the voice notes and you could just like upload a voice note as a post? That was short-lived, but I feel like that's what she should do.
Have proof. I save everything or I send it somewhere, right? So I do want to address something that has come up time and time again, and I just want to be very, very clear, okay? So I got sent screenshots, and again, be careful what you say and what you do because it's all a matter of recording and everything digital.
What the hell? Okay, while she was talking just then, I just did a thumbs up in the monitor and it did fireworks. So I'm gonna see if it'll do it again so you guys can see. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Why can't you just record a normal video? And how do I turn that off? What the fuck? What is that? Why is it interactive? This is creeping me out. I don't like it.
Can be found, okay? So the one thing that I do want to tell you is that there are so many rumors flying around my compliance issues, okay? I want to be very clear. I answered all of the emails they sent me. The first 7 emails, they did not provide me with any proof, any screenshots, or anything like that, saying that I was charging for third-party tools, that I was charging for training, and I forgot the other one. Anyways, be that as it may. So what had happened is that by the 8th email they sent me screenshots off of my Instagram that had nothing to do with policies and procedures, okay? So what I did is I talked to John, my attorney, and I said, hey, look, they're coming at me with this. They have never really provided me with proof. And based on my 2 attorneys that are here in Charleston that don't litigate, all 3 of them had recommended that I do not have a conversation with compliance without legal counsel, okay? So I sent Ray an email that my attorney wrote on my behalf, and I sent it from my email, and I said, basically the concept of the email was, I feel like this compliance issue has escalated, and to the point where I am requesting that I have legal representation when I talk to compliance and the legal team there at Monat, okay? So I sent that off. 1 hour later, I was sent a compliance disciplinary email. And in that email, they were docking my pay, and they said they had suspended me for 6 months. Now I want to back.
Whoa, I've never even heard of that in MLM. So they're docking her pay. Does she mean like they're lessening what she's gonna be getting from Monat, and they're suspending her for six? Whoa, that is crazy to me. She's not a freaking correctional officer. I'm rewatching Orange is the New Black. It's so good. I think season 6 is the last season, so I'm really sad about that.
For 6 months. Now I want to back up. The very first email, now mind you, this has gone on since February, since they sent me the first one, and I was asking them for proof. Where's the proof? I haven't done anything wrong. They did not send me any Instagram screenshots until the 8th email, and that's when I emailed Ray. Okay, I want to back up though, because on the first email, they said because of my compliance issues, again, no proof, they told me I could not go to Vegas and that I could not see my team. Okay, so I didn't go. Okay,
Isn't that where they host Monations? What year is she talking about? Is this recent? Oh my God. They told her she can't go to Monations. The first rep of Monat can't go to Monations. Are you fucking kidding me?
So I didn't go. Okay, I just thought it was a really shitty way of handling the situation, and it was. Let's admit it, okay? Because I have done nothing but build this company up since 2014. Okay. Yes, I know. Yes, exactly, Anissa. I'm sorry, I was reading her comment. The falsehoods, you have no choice but to get legal counsel. And that's how I felt about this. So let me just reiterate. I sent Ray this email. I got the disciplinary email 1 hour later, docking my pay, suspending me for 6 months, can't do events, can't go on social media, can't talk to my team, can't do any calls. They pulled me.
How are you a leader that high and you get told you can't talk to your team? What the fuck does that mean? So you can rise to MLM, but they can make it so you can't talk to your team. What in the authoritarian control do we have going on here? Please, if you haven't seen my video on the bite model, please go watch that. I will link it right here for your viewing pleasure, because there are so many things that these two are talking about in these 2 lives alone, even if this is all you've seen so far of the Monat drama, that are culty red flags. You make the decision for yourself, but I think you can guess what I think.
They pulled me from all the director calls, pulled me from all the emails. Okay? All right, that's fine. That's fine if that's what you want to do. So then I get an email back from Ray basically saying that my request was denied and that I could just talk to compliance and the legal team on my own. Absolutely not. 100% no way. Because what would have happened, literally, they would have probably recorded it. And because I'm not a lawyer, what if I said something that, potentially could be misconstrued, right? So,
Absolutely. I think it is crusty and wrong for Monat to have denied her request to have her lawyer present when she's talking to compliance. I think that's honestly bad business. and does not instill trust. Not that I think she would even want to stay with Monat after that if they let her stay and all this got cleared away. I don't even think she would want to. I personally wouldn't want to. I'd be so disgusted and have such a bad taste in my mouth. But that's what MLMs do. MLMs love to sue people and they hope that you can't fight back. So props to her for getting legal representation, because it sounds like she has a big fight ahead of her, and I support that aspect, but I don't want to sit here and sound like I am on her team, that I'm rooting for her. There are certain things that I am glad to see happening, and truths, well, we're led to believe that our truths are coming out.
The one thing is, well, and Ami, I don't know. So I asked who would be on the call, and they said compliance. They did not give me any names. So no, Ray was not. Okay, so let me say this. Ray was aware, because he did send a text. So, and yes, he sent us both. I'm trying to remember if it was just me or if it was me. And so that's when I got my attorney involved, because he had said, hey, we need to talk about this compliance thing. And that's when I sent him the email. So that's what I wanted to come here and tell you, because when you only tell a small portion of the truth, what does that say? Okay. For me, when you don't tell.
Also, what does this say about MLM who has a legal team going after their first ever rep and screwing her over like this, and not even being able to really back up the claims? From what she's telling us, it sounds like they can't really back up the claims they're making against her through compliance. So what does it say about them terminating her? And they don't want her to have a lawyer, knowing she has money to get a lawyer. Weird move.
When you don't tell the whole truth and give the entire history, okay, that to me is construed as not being truthful. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I don't want to say anything else. I just wanted to share with you guys the facts. All of this information my attorney has, everything. He has the timeline that Jay shared with you last night. He has everything that's happened, every text message, every email, messages from other text messages that people have sent me, Instagram.
Well, if this ends up going to court, you know who's lucky? Whoever's on jury duty. If they end up having a jury, like, lucky. I'd love to be a fly on the wall for that. I would certainly not be impartial. Although I think, actually, no, I think I could be impartial, or maybe I couldn't, because she was a top leader and they're an MLM suing someone who's not a regular person. So I don't know.
Messaging in the DMs. There's been a lot. And you guys, I asked him, I said, well, my file must be really thick, because, you know, we save everything. So here's the thing. It makes me, and again, you guys, I am not part of this whole MLM hater shit. I don't like it. I think it's gross for the industry, but at the same time, the truth still will be told, and it will come out, because it always does. The one thing, though, that
it always does, doesn't it? It always does.
Though, that I want to just say is that I believe in this industry 100%. I've said that on my last 2 lives that I'm on. I'm a student of it. I will continue some way, shape, or form in this industry, probably until I'm dead, because the one thing that I am going to say is that I love building people up. I love giving them a hand up. I love taking someone that you see that is so special, and you recognize those qualities in them, and then you bring those qualities to life even more. And this is just, network marketing is just one vehicle to do that.
Is that the power she thinks she has? Like, is that what she thinks she's doing for people? Is that what they genuinely think she's doing for them? Like, if they've left Monat and they're not in her down, like, do they really feel that way? That's a lot to be saying about yourself, I think, when you're in an MLM, because a lot of times what happens is these top leaders are not giving you the flip-flop and time of day if you don't have your auto ship running. If you aren't ranking, stop with the thumbs up. I'm literally begging. Why? If you're not ranking. That's what I get for talking with my hands, isn't it?
One vehicle to do that, right? So I just wanted to clear the air. I wanted to share with you. And, like I said, I'll be able to share a lot more next week. So look for that. I might put some things out there in my stories, but I just want to say thank you. Thank you from my heart. Thank you for all of your stories, all of the things that you guys have shared with me. I tried to answer every single DM that I got. I know that I failed epically on that. And if I did not answer you, please ping me again, hit me up. But the great thing is that you guys all have an opportunity to please, and don't let what is happening, please don't let that dissuade you from staying in an industry that is so fantastic. All right, you guys, I'm going to go before I start crying.
It sounds like she's saying that because she wants people to follow her to another MLM. That's what it sounds like to me. She makes me want to shove chamomile tea up my ass so I can calm down. That was aggressive. Maybe I should cut that out. Cut that out, editing Melanie. Oh my God. Okay, so that is the update, the tea. I might have to include something else if something else comes out. I can see that some of the people that we've been following with this story have posted on their stories. It might end up in this video. There's too much going on. Oh my God. Have you guys been keeping up with the lawsuits? Have you seen their lawsuit come out yet? I haven't seen theirs become publicly available yet, but I will be reading that thing when it comes out. So what did you guys think about this video? What do you think about the situation? If you have commentary to share with the class, leave that down below. If you like this video, give it a little likesy poo. And if you super like this video, share it with your besties, maybe your ex-Monat besties. And be sure to subscribe so you get to see all of my videos. Thank you guys again, and I will see you in the next one.